Hi everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a union read for you today for the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine Twin Flames. It is one read for both, read as one unit. Okay, and I have a lot to tell you today. A lot came through again. I'm always amazed every day at how much comes through. It's a beautiful sunny day. The energies are great. I have sand art messages for you as well as the read, and I will pull a few cards at the end for the oracle cards. It is January 30th, 2019, and of course the 30 is the Four of Wands, which is the union energy, and today adds up to the 43-7, and that is the Three of Cups. So it's that third energy, and I also consider that a union energy of coming together emotionally. Okay, so that's like the initial coming together, and then the four is like the solidifying of the union. So there's very much about union energy today, including what was in the sand art and the message for today. So listen up if you have the time. It's really good today. All right, so first, the sand art. So again, there was like a wedding ceremony. So there's a single coming together of a feminine to a masculine. So here goes. So like I said, union. But this one's very quiet ceremony, with two others on each side standing up for them. Calla lilies were there, or martini glasses with olives, or fish, or there could be martini glasses as candy dish. Someone is dead, collapsed from exhaustion, so it could just be figurative. Oh, but by the way, before I forget, I can't remember what they're called. For those of you who don't know me very well, I was hit by a car when I was jogging, so I had a bad concussion at that time, so I do have recall issues. So sometimes if I don't say something right, or if I'm talking about a cup card, which I said already, and then I call it a sword card, you know, please forgive me. But it's not my intellect, it's because of my recall. And also, why I wanted to bring that up is because when I was watching back a little bit of my video yesterday, I was calling the lemurs a lemur, and it's just my brain not retrieving it. But as soon as I saw myself say it, I realized I was saying it wrong. So I just want you to understand that. I'm sorry, because I said it probably a million times in the video incorrectly yesterday, okay, for the lemurs. So just getting that straight for you guys. I'm clear for the most part, but I could be, sometimes I'm a little bit slow, and sometimes I have a lot of difficulty retrieving words. So please forgive me in that aspect. So anyway, let's see, where were we? So somebody could be collapsing from exhaustion. Someone dead, collapsed from exhaustion, but I'm seeing, like, you know, with the mafia, when they talk about, you know, with the fishes, you're going to be with the fishes, I'm seeing that. So there could literally be someone who's found at the bottom of the river, but I was also getting someone just collapsed from exhaustion, actually with fish on top of them. So it could be like just fish, you know, fish that were at a wedding or something thrown on, kids threw them on them, or somebody was eating them and dropped them on them. But it was just funny the way it was referenced. Also swimming in dark waters or up the mountains, angels with wings, and I was getting a dolphin rescue, and maybe even a double dolphin rescue, like two dolphins helping to bring a person in. Also I saw a stingray, and gremlins again were coming up. Again, that same kind of character that was coming up the other day that looked like a gremlin, but a more pointy nose, but they had the really big ears that kind of flop over. But then I was getting something else as well. But anyway, a kid, this character is like a kid or an animal. They can't get enough of looking at something, and a mother sees them and then like looks at them and asks them if they need help, because they're like mesmerized, staring. And then the witnesses from the ceremony fall away as the streamers all are down. Her dress, so then the train is adjusted, and then shows she's ready to go down the aisle. And then she becomes distracted to the left. Something she sees as there's a rescue maid jumping into the water or bridge over troubled waters. Emotions left behind as a whale jumps really high, and that's so weird that I'm seeing this it's totally different than what I saw yesterday. But I saw a whale jump really high yesterday in the sand art, and it's coming up now as like at the ceremony somebody sees this happening, or there's a rescue happening, but at the same time there's like a whale that jumps out of the water, and then it's seen from the whole ceremony that there's actually 2 humpback whales really close in, and a whole school of dolphins and spirits connecting with me. Really beautiful. And then I'm seeing people picking up kids so they can see the rescue, or there's a rescue of 2 from a cavern as well. And then everyone talking about the angel warrioress flying and the masculine mesmerized. So it was getting like the feminine did the rescue, and like everyone's like what happened? And like she literally looked like she flew to the rescue. So let me know if anything comes up like that. I'd love to know. And then I was looking up animals that had the pointy nose and the big ears to try to give you an idea of the character I'm seeing. And it's 12:44 now. And the best one I could find, which I had to show you this picture because they are so cute. How cute are they? They're called fennec fox. I think they're in Africa. Anyway, that picture was from stunnedstupefy.com. They were so cute, I had to show you. All right, so we're going to get into the read. So the sand art was really beautiful. I would love to see where that's happening. And it definitely looked like an ocean nearby, but it could be, it had to be with the whales and the dolphins. So it had to be nearby an ocean, and mountains could be around there too. Or it could be happening in the future. It might not have happened yet, but I would love to see that. Okay. Everybody take a deep breath. I have a lot of energy because I'm excited. I did ground, but I'm still excited because the messages that are coming through are so beautiful. I was also last night, just as a quick thing, and this was at 12:12 last night, right before I went to bed. I was getting like a father and son trip, so there might be a masculine going away with his father. Like it might be like a good thing, like they need to reconnect. They may have had a falling out or something. So I wanted to bring that up. So, like I said, it's Wednesday, and let's see what we have. Anything to note before the read? Yeah, I did want to tell you something. Okay, so you know how I tell you, I ask, you should always ask yourself every day what it is that you need to feel loved today. And so I do this little thing with a picture of myself when I was not even 2 years old, because that's when I left Memphis. And then also my image of my masculine as a child that I've seen before. And so I visualize them on the left and right every day. They're usually in beds to the left and right. That's the way they started out. But I brought them to the center to integrate them. And she like puts her hand over his heart to help heal him. But I just wanted to tell you what I saw this morning, because there was a change here, a shift. So when I saw them this morning, they hadn't moved back to their left and right corners. They were still both in the center, but both heads were at the same side, so they were getting along. And usually I just see her get up, not him, because the masculines really need the rest and to just stay sleeping. And today, she didn't wake up. She might have woken up and opened her eyes, like to smile, but she wasn't getting up. But as soon as I looked at them to check in on them, he jumps up in like a cyclone, like whoo, and is flying around the room, and then lands on the floor but next to the bed and goes ta-da, like this, like his magician. It was really cool. He was presenting his magician self. And then after that, him showing me, he got back into bed and spooned her. So it was really cute. Really, really cute. And then as soon as that happened, and then as soon as I wrote that down, I put the initial cards out already, and then I heard a bird go doo 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 doo. You know how they do in the spring? So it was really symbolic of tones of spring I was getting. So then we get into the read, And the union read was done at 8:56 today. 56 is the Two of Swords. So it's really about being in your knowing, because the Two of Swords has the blinders on, but as a twin, you don't need your eyes to see, because it's always your heart that's telling you the truth. So that is very good energy, actually, but it's also alerting you to stay in that truth when you get, because you go from the Two of Swords to the Three of Swords, 2, 3, 2, 3, and the Three of Swords, of course, is that heartbreak and separation. Spirit's connecting with me about that. To not allow yourself to become separated from self because you see what you think is a heartbreaking situation, okay? Because you need to stay in your faith and trust that it's for a reason. And, you know, to let go of the 3D illusion of things. So stay in your knowing, okay? I'm alerting you now. Stay present. As long as you stay present, you will always be aware that you're always pulling yourself back to 0 point. But as soon as you're not present and you go back to your old ways, it's very easy to kind of fall out of that. So the major arcana, again, it was 8:56. The major arcana were the wheel, so the great wheel, it's called in the Sirian Starseed deck. Karma, which is the judgment card, and then the chariot, which is the chariot. There were 3 wands, 2 cups, and 3 swords. There were no pentacles in this union read today. So nothing about money and practicalities. It's 11:22. So that's really nice. The Fool and Justice. Okay, so justice is done. The Fool is free. The only court card that came up was the Knight of Wands, which was significant because then the numbers in the coding also added up to 25, which is the Knight of Wands. So it was very significant. Not necessarily upright, but let's see how that goes. The King and Queen of Cups also came up. I usually pull a card just after the read, which I show, but I pulled 2 because it was the King and Queen of Cups back to back. And the numbers that came up for the read are 88, most significant, and that came up in the numerology cards as well as the 88 card. So 88, 9, 25, 23, the sequence 5, 6, 7, and 323. It was just 12, 12, which I just told you something about 12, 12 last night about the father and son trip, maybe just a weekend trip to the mountains or something like that. Could be anywhere, but that's what I was getting. Let's see here. And the message today was all about teaching and learning and abundance. So it was something about the 88 is coming up. Oh, that's funny. Root 88. Something was coming up regarding union, and I was getting that 88's representing the union, right? So the masculine and feminine side by side. That the great wheel is coming in, which is the high vibration, staying in your high vibration, destiny, divine timing. And then also it's about the collective consciousness, the I am presence, and then riot comes up. So riot's coming up here in 2 ways. There could literally be a riot in order to teach and learn from and to bring you abundance, or it could be someone who is a riot. And I was definitely getting Nini coming up again too, which Nini is a riot, but anyway, that's coming up to laugh. And be in your, because that's part of being in your abundance is laughing, right? So it keeps your energy high. So it was really very much about that, just the keeping your energy high, about, you know, destiny and divine timing, allowing that. You can't control it, all right? It's divine timing. And then make yourself laugh. Feel the happiness from the high vibration. Enjoy it. Enjoy the beauty that's around you. Teach and learn. Allow others around you to teach you as well, and allow them to learn from you. Stay in your abundance for both of you. Yeah, so let me know what that brings up for you too as far as the riot. I was definitely getting that someone is a riot, but definitely a riot could come out. I was getting with picketing too, like people picketing work. So that kind of riot. But allow it, stay detached. You know how it is for us. Also, somebody, it's like you, oh, and this comes up like in the sand art too, relating to that you ate the strength of the great wheel and became the collective consciousness, and that was kind of like the rescue of the divine feminine that I was showing, that she was making a big rescue, and that might cause a riot as well, but an abundant riot, because everyone's so overwhelmed. Okay. Oh, I just was getting from Jesus Christ Superstar too. Tell the rabble to be quiet. We anticipate a riot. This common crowd is much too loud. Okay. Tell the fools who sing their song that they are fools and they are wrong. They are a curse. They should disperse. Okay, so that's definitely coming up in Spirit's connecting with me. That's Hey Zana, Hosanna. Hey Zana, Hosanna, Zana, Zana. Zana, hey Zana, Zana. Hey JC, JC, won't you fight for me? Zana, hey Zana, oh, superstar. Okay, so maybe that even in the riot, the divine feminine asking the divine masculine to rescue her in that situation. Or if the situation, their situation causes a riot, for him to, be a stand-up kind of guy and stand up for her. So that might be one of the messages as well coming through, whether it's in that specific situation or just in general. Okay, so some of the other codes that came up, a lot was just coming up about the Great Wheel. So Play Great Wheel Solitaire came up from goodsoul.com, it's S-O-L though, .com. And that's a game of 2 decks without any kings. And there's 8 piles. And they're piled by suit and by 2s, so every other. Like, so you do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I don't know the game, so, but you can look that up if you like. Another title was Bitter End from Gilgamesha. Gilgamesh Ability, and that was from finalfantasy.wikia.com. Another heading was the 8 great Buddhist stupas, or Sanskrit, in Tibetan culture. And Tibets were also called Shartans. Or Cortans, I'm not sure how I pronounce it. Okay, but that was from TibetUniverseTravel.com for enlightened mind and realization. Okay, these 8 Sanskrits, okay? Another title that came up is Ultimate Illusion, and that was also from Final Fantasy. And then just the giant wheel came up from Wildwood, New Jersey. I guess it's called the giant wheel. The great wheel also came up as Positioning, Gehenna, and Tartarus, or Garceri, and that was from enworld.org. If the riot succeeds, great. And I left out a few of the insignificant words, so it may not be word for word, but if the riot succeeds, great. If not, they're in a better position for not having wasted their own resources. Contrast with the abyss, where petitioners are willing to risk even death to claw their way up and assume control themselves. And with the gray wastes of Hades, or Hades, I don't know if they're making a play on words, but H-A-D-E-S, so Hades or Hades, where petitioners are entirely too absorbed in their own plots to do whatever. Okay, so if you want to read more of that, that was the Great Wheel, and then Positioning. It was from enworld.org. Another heading had in brackets Mega Thread and then Riot Fest Day 1. I hope it doesn't suck. And that was from reddit.com. Another heading was List of Tokyo Ghoul (RE episodes C zones SONZ, and that was from Wiki. After, and I'm just summarizing what it said in the heading, after deaths, there's an attack by the ghouls. Another person is gravely ill due to injuries, and then someone from the group who had the deaths get prepared to address the ghouls' rights organization. So it's kind of like paralleling a big company with the union protesters or riot. Okay, so that syncs perfectly with what the heading was saying. So don't be surprised if you hear about a lot of protests or even a riot breaking out within a protest. Another heading was Seattle, greatwheel.com, largest observation wheel on the West Coast, one of the largest on the West Coast, 175 feet tall, but it's one of only 3 that are built over the water. And they actually have climate-controlled gondolas. So most of them seat 8 except for the one VIP, which seats 4, and it sounded very cushy inside. Pretty cool. And then the last heading I have here is James Asher, the Great Wheel from YouTube. And it said 8:45 as a time. Remove mental blockages and subconscious negativity, dissolve negative patterns, and binaural beats. So this was all in the heading for James Asher on YouTube. So if you want to check him out, please do. All right, so I'm going to get right into the read. And the challenge was the Great Wheel of Fortune, okay? It was just 2044, which is judgment and mastering. Okay, it's also Atlas, the weight of the world upon your shoulders, and the 44 is also the 4 of Cups, which can be boredom, feeling sorry for yourself, not seeing what's right in front of you, and also grounding and integration. All right, so the challenge is the Great Wheel because the Great Wheel of Fortune is in the challenge position today. And I'm going to tell you ahead of time that the underlying energies, the signs that came up, it was just 2111 and 2112. Okay, so the energies and underlying energy that just came up, and that's the World and the Hangman, so it's about completion and wisdom. So the signs that came up just for the underlying energies: Scorpio upright, Pisces upright, Taurus reversed, Aries probably reversed, and Leo and Sagittarius both reversed, definitely. Fire was coming up heavily, and this underlying energy is being reversed, okay? So at 10 o'clock I started this, 10 on the dot. There's a sudden loss of independence via financial loss, potentially, or a sudden want to no longer want to be independent in awakening, or a new idea of the Knight of Wands displaying anxiety about his I am presence, his magical indigo abilities, especially if always hid them due to fear because of trauma or alienation in the past. So maybe he had abilities from a very young age, was traumatized about it at a young age, or made fun of, or whatever the situation, or was told that's against the church, that kind of thing. The underlying card is the Knight of Wands, though, okay? So that's underlying the whole read. Taking others down, or him being taken down, enables him to be free to leap, to open his heart to God, to marriage, to establishment at his workplace, or to co-create, or confess at church, or chisel away at blocks that need to be removed of sadness, regret, and being played, or playing it small, with opportunities. He may be sad he didn't step up to the plate, or make it to see his kids' show or presentation, graduation or religious ceremony, or a new housing project or artistic project by the bridge through a church to make things better for the homeless, or just feeling guilty for having judged others with less than him or you, or wanting a new project but they don't have enough money. So all of these different situations were coming up, and I was getting the masculine energy, but it could definitely reference to a feminine with a lot of masculine energy in her as well. Or one thinks another a fool for going to church or believing in God, but using creativity to help the needy with just a little money is all. Or the kids, or adults who are behaving like kids, are competing with each other at work. One militant and taking others down, one free and considered a fool, and one sucks up to the establishment at work. At a loss on who to pick to hire or who to pick to fire. Okay? So the workplace, church, or place of creativity, which can be school as well, is highlighted here, where the Empress reversed without a heart, with motor control of the ship, or basically runs the show, or someone with migraines that feels like knives in her brain, does not offer love, is insincere, or just plain jealous, overconfident to make up for perceived deficits, or just nasty and selfish due to lack mentality, or healing from a miscarriage or abortion. No love lost there. Any forgiveness shown, insincere. Okay, so it's definitely negative energy around this Empress reversed here in the underlying energy. Or this also could be a third-party heartbreak at work, healing and forgiving, but one not in power, and one not in his loving self. And the youngest of the three, all about money. Okay? So one not in their power, which is coming up as the Empress energy. One not loving themselves, as the Knight of Cups reverse, could just not be his normal loving self. And then the youngest definitely coming up upright, but all about money. Or a project with no love or passion behind it. Or two older kids jealous of a younger one who has some money, taken down at school potentially. All right, so somebody could have gotten robbed at school by other kids, or harassed, or something like that. Honeymoon comes up as the underlying energy for the Romance Angels deck, as well as religious factors below that, which just means there are differences between you. It doesn't have to be religion. It can be cultures, age, whatever. Okay? But honeymoon comes up as the top. And that's here. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Okay, so that's the energy coming in for the union. Okay, it's the underlying energy. The third party. All right, so now there's get some sticky, you know, the third party, difficult, dark energies around the union, which can have, is not going to be about all unions. There's some specific information here. It'll be about some unions, but it's about past. And I'm bringing it up because some of this stuff, you know, even for me, it's hard for me to say this stuff, but I'm bringing it up to trigger you, because if it is something that triggers you, it's something you need to clear from your union now. It's important, okay? So third party watching, there's a third party watching another, possibly be romanced, but somebody watching, a third party watching another doing a procedure or just at work. Him pulling harp or heartstrings with his hand on another leg, and she is holding her breast. So this comes up for another reason too. Hold on. Another third party sees through the window a girl treated badly by a man twice her age, or someone overseeing someone who works with patients at work to make sure they behave. So somebody might have got in trouble, someone may have accused them of wrongdoing, or inappropriate touching or treatment or whatever it is. Also, someone remote viewing him. I was definitely getting him from above, his back, flanked by light and dark goats. Okay, so goats could definitely be, you know, Capricorn energy. So if the masculine has Capricorn energy, it could be like the angel and the devil on either shoulder coming up here. So, but someone's remote viewing a masculine from above with dark and light goats around him, flanking him, the view upon which he takes with his patients potentially butt cracks. Holy smokes. And then I was getting that from actually my my sage. I have new sage, and the old sage would burn really slow. I had to keep lighting it for it to stay burning. And this one, I laid it just a little bit, and it was burning for an hour. So there was like smoke all over the place. I was like literally looking up and going, holy smokes, okay? So, and obviously this isn't for everyone. It doesn't have to be a patient, doctor, patient, or any kind of situation like that. But anyone who deals with someone at work where they're standing behind them, someone maybe, you know, looking in other people's pants, or, you know, that kind of thing. But, or someone's being observed for this kind of behavior because somebody complained about them, or, but literally could be in a situation too where you have patients and people have to take their clothes off and that kind of thing, and any suspected inappropriate behavior, or having like someone bend over, you know, there's just those insinuations. And it doesn't have to be true or real or anything like that, but there may have been someone who said that because they knew they could get somebody in trouble, okay, by saying that. And especially could be with someone at work who's disgruntled, and now, so somebody or a divine masculine could actually be followed around or be required to see people with another person present, okay? So pushing away, then drawing them in, offering high energy, then taking it back, or then refusing when reciprocated, okay? So this also can just be energy within the union. It's just coming up to be transmuted and let go. So hopefully if it triggers you, you realize it's not to trigger you, make you upset and bring up the past again, it's to let it go. Okay, so also 5D stalking was coming up here, like two little kids. He said, she said, the King of Swords with third party, immature communication, and then pretending not to know about 5D connection when reaches out every day and night, yet rejecting. Okay, so I know all of you can relate to all of that. So it's coming up to bring it up to let go. And see the reality of it, and that the love that you feel and know. Okay, so adventure comes up here as the underlying energy for the union, and then below that was domestic harmony. So it's about bringing harmony not only within the home but within your body and your heart. Recovering practically and financially after pain and suffering openly. Sneakiness on one end and intuitive psychic on the other, or fessing up to feeling defenseless to the energies that are overtaking you, or people attacking, or no longer caring what others say or do, as long as you're authentic and love. Okay, so someone trying not to hurt others by lying or withholding information or taking from them without giving back only gets you into trouble for not being your truth and being in lack. Making things look pretty when they're really not, containing inner workings or system and not sharing with others, like buying something beautiful you love and then storing it away to keep its value but never enjoying its beauty, where it helps to raise your vibration. Okay, so don't do that. Enjoy the beauty of everything. If you love something, buy it to use it every day, to appreciate it in your presence. Certainly don't store it away. But this was representing also a parallel to just behaviors in certain ways, okay? Don't hide your light to save it for a rainy day. Little feet everywhere, performing and sweet, angelic floating above smooth emotions, or running and noisy, leaving crap all over the house and on floors, and after asking many times, still not closing the door or the gate, or leaving things on that can start fires, like curling irons, or running out to school or work rushing and forgetting 2 important things you left by the door. Maybe just blue eyes you forgot to kiss good morn. A dad feeling overwhelmed with kid activities and overwhelmed being told how to do it the right way by everybody, okay? So this is definitely referencing the masculine, but it can reference you and how you treat your karmic if you're a feminine as well, okay? One sweet and feminine, one crazy and wild, to teach you about your masculine and feminine sides, and potentially wiles. Lots about kids here, defenseless to energies or time away with the kids, making everyone feel rejected in some way. No one can agree what to do or where to go, so things are going very slow due to everyone's differences. So this is if the masculine or the feminine are away with family, not with the karmic, maybe just with kids, they're thinking they're going to have a great time. It was just 3311. So it's again justice with the 33, which is that Christ vibration, but also standing up for yourself and not being defensive. Okay, so this is coming up to this situation to stand up for yourself and what you'd like, but not being defensive. So kind of going with the flow. So thinking you're going to go away with your kids and finally you're away from your karmic and you're going to just have fun and enjoy yourselves free from them. And then having difficulties because everybody wants something different, even if it's just the kids, okay? How to deal with those situations and how to teach the kids to go with the flow after they've not been taught that and been living a different life, maybe where they're spoiled and always got their own way and didn't have to sacrifice anything and didn't understand the joy in sometimes allowing other people to have their happiness. So recently, the energies coming up completely Sagittarius and or Leo, walking away from 28, 28.5 through 38, or somebody may be walking away or in 8th grade. The Knight of Wands is reversed, overwhelmed, definitely not in their power. So definitely getting this in the past, the recent past, are kids. Both reversed, Leo and Sag. So it can be both or one, or both signs can be one person. But it can be an adult, but I was definitely getting mostly about kid energies in that reference. Also, it could be Batman leaving the cave to go within for himself, and kids around not happy about it. The Foundation is taking risk, receiving stolen property or ideas, and storing them for later in a sneaky way or investment. No longer waiting or reaping rewards, now spending to expand to the next level, or just practical efforts, fessing up to or about twin to kids, or kids to twin about their world. That it's dangerous, and at best a little risk involved. Okay, so this is, I was getting like the masculine telling the kids or telling their twin about what's going on in their world. So centrally, the energy at the heart of the union is finding peace, but over-isolating, slowing the wheel about third party or overindulgences or nasty gossip that's maybe causing you to over-isolate about your psychic abilities, and having been presented with a magical love offer. Challenged by that great wheel, destiny, divine timing, and fate. Detoxing of the Queen of Swords, speaking her truth. So detoxing by speaking her truth is pushing him within to get over his pain, that the worst is over suddenly or magically. After loving himself first, and possibly on vacation, with kids at the beach, or possibly Leo and Sag and Capricorn, and or Aries, Libra, Virgo energies, the angel Sagittarius, now satisfied alone with self and his magic abilities, and the King of Pentacles. So whether he's with a friend who's the Queen of Pentacles, or he's referencing himself as the King of Pentacles, the angel was coming up as a divine masculine Sagittarius, but not sun sign. It can be anywhere in his close planet charts. So I wouldn't go out as far as Sagittarius being his like Saturn or Jupiter, but anything like Mercury, Venus, Mars, Sun, Moon, Rising, okay, any of those planets in Sagittarius can be this angel masculine, okay? But definitely coming up again, a lot of Leo and Sagittarius here with the kids at the beach, and then Capricorn even could reference to the masculine, or just place it where it fits for you, okay? They were all coming up there. But now the energy, these energies, where the masculine is satisfied alone with himself and his magic abilities, and the King of Pentacles. So that's either just him or a friend with him, or a father or boss who works with him. So Libra was coming up reversed, Capricorn reversed, Virgo reversed, and Aries upright. And Leo could be either way. Leo and Sag, I'm not sure which way they were directed. So now, but in the beginning they were negative, so definitely could be coming, if not staying in negative energies, coming out of negative energies, so Leo and Sag. But now in crowning is karma and judgment, the King of Swords healing and dreaming once again, resting and meditating in difficult feelings, but staying and not running, and not giving up. Now just not caring what others think anymore, a quest without option for happiness of family, including karmic. So romantic tie, that doesn't mean they're staying together. It's just knowing that he needs to find balance within the relationship. Romantic tie with flame, rescuing him from Leo, so he can be angel, confessing burdens at night with a drink in hand, toasting the moon, thinking of twin divine feminine and the magic they'll do, mastering stability with love, but unable to move forward quite yet. Soon the wounded warrior concedes, tired but clear, his message of truth on its way to you. Good friend, other half. Okay, that's the message from the masculine to you. Divine feminine. So the union's coming up. How you both see this union is two flames. Okay, so your masculine does see himself as a twin. Okay, the Queen of Pentacles reversed is working to crack codes, but a little ungrounded or possibly losing money, and the other is getting over suffering cycles. So the masculine, both still tied up. True love came up for the union, as well as flirt, and very soon. And flirt's just about keeping your light-hearted energies, okay, and high vibration. It's not about sexually flirting with other men. So both still tied up, but you'll be tied up. But then it was making the joke that it was actually on that card of very soon, that you'll be tied up and prisoners together very soon. Around union is brain wars of kids, most likely, or possibly a project. And I'm sorry, I feel like I have something stuck on my lip. Alright, so this is around the union. And it could be as the union is seen, so people could see you as two little kids, right? Or immature. But it's also coming up of the anxieties or brain wars, the fight within your own mind. But it's coming up as kids now, like that the twins are cleared of this stuff. And now the kids have to go through that, so that you're still tied up because you have to deal with your kids in some fashion. So kids most likely, but it could also be revolving around a project, most likely of the masculine, but could be the feminine as well. Frustrated, ungrounded, and needing money, needing an opportunity to learn or an invitation to parties, especially for kids, feeling overwhelmed by the energies, and or attacked at school, no longer bored, starting over in love or friendships, no longer caring about others' points of view, that theirs are most important, and who cares about rejection? You can only reject yourself. Okay, so this was being taught to children, whether it's through an incident at school or home, whatever it is, or vacation. Clear blocks of joy and coming together. This is for the union, so it's for both the divine masculine and feminine. Clear any blocks around joy, that you can have it, and coming together. Clear blocks about needing to look back and being stubborn or lazy or not inspired to move or do something practical, or holding back your energy of new life to play ball because you're just afraid, okay? Or holding back your money, okay? These all revolve around pain and fear. To let go of that. It's not saying you all have to move, but if someone's not moving because of their fear of leaving an attachment to a home or a fear of the unknown, then that's an issue. If you're perfectly comfortable and you love where you are, there's nothing wrong with staying there, okay? It's just about clearing your environment. So clearing out the crap you don't need anymore, as well as the people who are no longer for your highest good. And not allowing fear to stop you from pursuing your dreams. Whether that be moving or going on vacation, all right? No matter what it is. All right, so teaching and learning comes up, as I said early on, as well as abundance. And teaching and learning is 57. And I wanted to bring up the numbers on the numerology cards today. Since it is the numerology deck, I don't always bring the numbers up. But teaching and learning is not 57. So we're talking about teaching and learning in this read today about the three-way heartbreak, okay? Or any pain in your heart. Whether it's just the energies coming in and causing heart expansion pain. So teaching and learning from this stuff. And then abundance is 55. But I want to bring up the numbers because the way the cards came out, the underlying energy of 88, was sitting right next to 55 upright, which I did in error. The 55 wasn't supposed to be upright and showing. It should have been abundance, the word that was showing. So the 55 and 88 were coming together, side by side. That's 4311. 43 is the coming together of justice. And as I tell you, 5 and 8 is considered greased lightning. And you may think as a feminine that you're the 8. But I may like to differ that you are the 5 of expansion and that the masculine is the grounding 8, the one that keeps things grounded and flowing. You may think you are. So think about that and see what you think. But anyway, 55 and 88 were coming up as very strong right here. And effort was coming up. These three were even more so than teaching and learning and abundance. Even more so are effort, leadership, and happy ending. Effort's 13, right? So it's allowing the transformation, because 13 is the death card. Don't block the transformation, allow it. It's not going to hurt you, it's going to help you. 81 is leadership. There's not necessarily a card associated with 81, but in the divine triangle, 81 is considered the end of the cycle. Okay? And it is a 9, so that's definitely ending. So leadership is about compassion and universal selflessness. Okay, so it's being a leadership in that capacity. And then happy ending is 93. And there's no card for 93, but 93 is the reflection of 39, which is the Knight of Cups, which definitely came up in this read as that when it's reversed, which 93 is a reverse of 39, is not offering love to everyone. Okay? So allow your happy ending. Allow the changes, all right? Make the effort. to be that leader that you are. The Chariot rides in with the King of Cups for his Queen, the Queen of Cups, in a split, and it could be cold. Masculine could be feeling cold and injured, or the feminine, but it's coming up more as the masculine, in need of some charity and kindness. So your masculine could actually be coming to you. Some masculines may actually be coming because they need a place to stay and they want to stay with you to work on things. So the Chariot rides in with King of Cups for his Queen, in split, cold, and injured, in need of some charity and kindness. Slate clean. Okay? For the Divine Feminine to give him a chance to bring balance to each other, the King of Pentacles had a fight or competition and split, suddenly abandoned, or feeling lost and injured, left out in defending himself to others who want too much from him. Been thinking of twin and comes in to offer love, karmic left behind due to a flame always between them, and him suddenly standing up for himself and leaving. Of course, the Queen of Wands has news, or has a kid who's got news or talks about the King of Cups reversed and the Page of Wands reversed, which could be the King of Cups emotionally detached and or manipulative or over emotional or uninspired with tantrums like a little kid. So it definitely could be the Queen of Wands, if she's hurt, could be spreading rumors about him in this capacity, or the one spreading these words could be an actual kid, or this could actually be a kid who's going with him. Okay, so her describing him being emotionally detached and manipulative and possibly over emotional, and then this kid who's uninspired and has tantrums all the time. So she's getting rid of the problem child, all right, with him, but she's calling them both names at this point. So he can't imagine his twin would take him in, or he is stuck without a car, or blocked due to past emotions he still needs to clear so far. The King of Cups speaks up to address karmic crap or comments as the Queen of Cups moves to peace during deliberation, or about or away from any poor decisions or self-judgments, to shine bright like the sun. Both children again, or actual children being put first. Or total exposure of the Divine Masculine in everything to her. Okay, so the Knight of Wands, who has anxiety and or is indigo, takes risk as twin flames to rid brain wars or anxiety by taking time away or within to find peace and destiny in divine timing and fate. The wounded warrior third party he judged will now be free after final decision and judgments with Leo. His next quest to rescue Angel he trampled with something to say to make them both happy and peaceful. Also coming up, and the Knight of Wands can be the masculine, but also could be a child. The Knight of Wands with anxiety, and it can be the feminine as well. It depends on how you take it and your situation. But the Knight of Wands, again, with anxiety and or indigo, walks away and or within to take risk or receive downloads to find peace again. In final judgment, can now have new love. His destiny calls. As twin flame, wounded warriors, putting swords down to come together and make third energy and ascend in the air, a bold move and or travel for the King and Queen of Cups to a sunny place. Okay? Also could be a karmic who's could be traveling with friends or relatives, with or without the kids, and or that the Divine Masculine is not moving and she is. Okay? So either which way, it was coming out very positive for the union. And as soon as I finished this, and I'm going to tell you the signs in a minute, I was getting Doris Day. Que sera, sera. The future is ours to see. Whatever will be, will be. Que sera, sera. And I don't know if I did the verses right or whatever, but you get the message. So that was definitely coming up right as I finished this. So it was really beautiful, positive energies. The signs within the read, not the underlying, but just within the read, were Libra reversed, Virgo reversed, but those were very early on in the read, so they may not stay reversed, but I don't have that specific information, because it's hard to tell with because when I use the uprights, it's hard for me sometimes to tell whether it's the reversed or upright energy. But they start out Libra, Virgo, and Capricorn as reversed. Aries upright, Leo and Sag both. like up and down, because they were definitely negative to begin with, but the actual read ends on the sun, which is upright. Aquarius is both up and down, Cancer is both up and down, and Scorpio both up and down. So there's definitely a lot of anxiety here, right? You're in and out of good energies. So pay attention to that. The only one who was only upright of those signs was Aries, like not wavering, because, you know, Aries is a little bit bullheaded, right? I wasn't getting Taurus coming up here, but there was the Empress in the underlying energy, so Taurus was reversed in the underlying energy, but none really wasn't represented here at all. And then as far as Pisces, there was no real Pisces in the read today, but in the underlying energy, Pisces was really solid and good. But there's just no focus on Pisces in the read. Okay? So let me pull some oracle cards for you. Really positive energies here. I'm going to show you the read before I forget to do that. And even if I forget sometimes, remember, what will be, que sera, sera. Okay, this is the union energy. Okay. Alright, let's see what the... Oh. Sorry. Didn't mean to show my butt, but... Alright, so we'll have the oracle cards. Let's see what we have for you guys today. Today is January 30th, 2019. For everyone watching, the best and highest good of all those concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? I feel like bringing in Kuan Yin today for the kids, okay? So Kuan Yin, take a deep breath. Here. All right, so for January 30th, 2019, for everyone watching, the best and highest good of everyone concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Kuan Yin, can you please address this for us? Let us know. What do you want us to know? What do you want us to learn? All right, the bottom of the deck is 12 chakras, number 1. All right, so number 1 is the Magician energy, which definitely was represented in the read today. The affirmation is, I awaken my 12 fifth dimensional chakras. So if you're not familiar with all your 12 chakras, you might want to look that up. And, you know, Ascension Glossary is always a good place to start. It's got a ton of information about that you couldn't even possibly read all of it. It's a huge site. And we need to thank her for creating that site. And I'm blanking out on her name right now, but check it out if you haven't before, Ascension Glossary. The cards that came up for you guys. Dolphins, perfect, because they came up in the read today, as well as whales. There's no whales in this deck, but whales for sure as well. Yeah, so we have the Magician, then 23 is the King of Wands. There's definitely King of Wands energy in the read, and that could definitely represent the Knight of Wands, right, movement. And then the other card is Intergalactic Council, which is 29. That's the Three of Wands, which is staying present. It's also going to the next level. And then also Serapis Bey wanted to come out. That's 41, which is the Ace of Cups. And it's a 5, 5, and 11. Okay, so a lot of expansion energy again. I'm going to read these for you. Dolphin says, the dolphin sonics the sounds, purify and raise the frequency of water as they swim through it so that they can access, maintain, and pass all the wisdom of Golden Atlantis and Lemuria. Excuse me, I just... Sorry about that. My mouth was getting really dry. Those dolphins who shimmer with aquamarine light were the angels of Atlantis. They are mighty beings who help to hold the frequency of the oceans. Choosing this card invites you to tune into the beautiful dolphins and access a message from them. You might want to listen to dolphin or whale music today. Your guidance is to relax and flow with the current of ascension, knowing that the dolphins are telepathically imparting help and wisdom to you. The affirmation is, I connect with dolphin wisdom. Yes, and that's perfect that they came up about rescuing today. So, appreciate your dolphin energy for sure. So the Intergalactic Council of 12 Great Masters makes decisions for the highest good of this universe. The council includes Marco, Hilarion, Jesus, Ashtar, Kathumi, Almoria, Paul the Venetian, Saint Germain, Kuan Yin, Lady Nada, Serapis Bey, and Lord Maitreya. Saying or thinking their names raises your frequency. Recognize you're a multidimensional being, connect with your deepest wisdom, and focus on the well-being of the universe. Your guidance is to ask Universal Angel But Yalil to take you to the Intergalactic Council in meditation or sleep and offer your service to the universe. This will greatly expand your consciousness. And the affirmation is, I visit the Intergalactic Council today. So definitely you can give that a try in your meditation or your sleep tonight. And then we have Serapis Bey, 41, like I said. That Serapis Bey was keeper of the White Ascension Flame in Atlantis. You might want to use the white energy today. And now is Koan of the fourth ray of harmony, which was very much a focus today as far as harmony within the home and within your body. He is known as the Egyptian because he worked with Archangel Metatron to suffuse the Great Pyramid with cosmic wisdom energy at the time of its construction. In drawing this card, you're invited to stand within the white flame and feel its influence. Connect with Serapis Bey and draw his energies of wisdom, cooperation, and dedication to you. He is the only master to work with the Seraphim, and they will shower you with blessings as you tune in to this Ascension card. The affirmation is, I walk with Serapis Bey. Okay, so you might want to work with the white energy today. And also Metatron, you can call in Metatron and the Seraphim. Clear and align. Clear and align. Take another deep breath. Okay. So again, Kuan Yin was called and she brought herself up in the reed. Okay. So for this January 30th, 2019, for everyone watching and the best and highest good of all those concerned. Kuan Yin, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Bottom is, again, baby. Baby came up yesterday, so it's important. Sorry I keep itching. My hair is tickling me. Alright, so baby's at the bottom of the deck, the underlying energy. So just, and the arts again is beneath that. I'm making up all sorts of new words here. That's what we're about, the new. So we have the baby in the nest, which is natural. You cannot contain your light. You are destined to shine that light. And just look at the purity of the baby, how white it is, how it pops from the nest. You know, it's the contrast of the purity of your light against the earth. Okay? And revel in that beautiful purity and combination of divine masculine and divine feminine light. Right? The parents that contributed to making you, but also your own inner divine masculine and feminine. It's really showing you the contrast of the light to the earth. And you are to be rebirthed. I mean, this is a rebirthing, right? It is a born-again experience, that's for sure. So we had 4 cards came out here for you guys. So Orphan came out yesterday as well. So Orphan came out. All right, so you are not alone. I have to go get you my rock and show it to you. We have Atlantis, which brings up the dolphins again. So very important today. We have Father. Okay, and I brought up that father-son trip for this weekend, so that may be significant for that, to reconnect, okay, and reunite. And then also transportation, okay? So again, this is crossing that bridge. We're crossing the bridge to get to the other side. I'm thinking of, now that brings up the chicken crossing the road. So somebody may be being referenced as a chicken. Okay, so this is the train. Again, I'm always getting Thomas the Tank Engine and the safe. Playing it safe. But remember, Thomas the Tank Engine, you know, it's a kids show. So Thomas may have played it safe, but the kids don't. when Thomas the Tank Engine falls off the track, the kids are going to laugh because it's fun. So this is what perspective I'm bringing up for you guys between the baby and your new self. That you're an orphan child, but you're not. You're never alone. And I want to get that stone because maybe the energies are good for you. Hold on. Oh. Sorry. My daughter found this stone a couple of years ago when I was on my journey, and when she brought it home, me, like when I was crying every day, I wanted to show it to you. It says, "You aren't alone." She found that. And I always keep it with this little guy from Victoria's Secret. But there's something about it, I don't know if I need to show the Victoria's Secret, because somebody might resonate with that and they might need to hear this. Okay, but there might be something good about this stone and the energy, so I'm going to actually place this up here for you guys. So, you are not alone, and maybe thinking of the dolphins will help you when you do feel like you're an orphan, or being in the water. Because being in the water will remind you, so maybe taking that bath, that salt bath would be good to remind you of your, takes you right back to the dolphin energy, which your DNA understands, you just don't remember. So it comforts you, and can help you reconnect. And remember, the dolphins swim in salt water. So take a salt bath. The same. If you are an orphan, or you feel like an orphan, take a salt bath and swim with the dolphins, or take a swim in the ocean. But either way, the salt water and the dolphins is what they're advising for you. And then again, to reconnect, whether you're a daughter or a son, reconnect with your father, especially if you're estranged or if you haven't been getting along. And even if you have to take a train to cross that bridge, stay in your lane, but continue to move forward. There is a time limit, I was just getting. So if you want to get over that bridge now, if you want to come into union, it's saying, cross that bridge. Because anyone you are being stubborn about talking to is fear. And that means you're not ready to deal with your twin. So you need to work out things with your mother and father. The best you can. It's nothing, as long as you're open to it, that's all it is. It's about always giving people another opportunity to allow them to receive your love. And if they're abusive again, all you have to do is walk right back out. Or if they reach out to you, to allow them that. If they don't want to be abusive or be like they were with you before and they're ready to start a new relationship, allow that. It's never too late to love. Okay, just remember that. Okay, clear line. Take another deep breath. Clear line. Clear line. I was just getting to, that stone might be for Pisces. Okay, I was just getting that. My daughter's a Pisces, but I was just getting the message to tell them that, because that stone might be a message for a Pisces, and especially for a child or a teenager or 20, someone young who's watching this. So again, for January 30th, 2019, for everyone watching, the best and highest good of all is concerned, from Kuan Yin. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Okay, that came right out. The bottom of the deck is Man of the Earth, Woman of the Sky, which is perfect in referencing the contrast of the baby, of the light to the nest. Man of the Earth, Woman of the Sky. The man grounds and holds you while you shine your light. Okay, 48. Okay, that's the underlying energy. And the two cards that came up for you guys. And that was number 48. 48 is the Eight of Cups. That's the walking away, going within. It was definitely more towards the masculine energies, but it's definitely can involve both the masculine and feminine. And then you have Simplicity, which is very black and white, right? So it's bringing out the white of the baby again, the light that the baby shines. And it's number 4 of the Emperor, so for the masculine, to learn to shine his light, to be pure. That it's only black and white. Fear or love. Done. And you see too, there's bird in flight here. See? Allow yourself to be free and fly. Simplicity, number 4, for the Emperor. And I'll read that. And you also got Becoming. I love the colors, the color combinations in this card. It's very cool. So it's really beautiful yellows and blues and teals, and not really teal, but peacock blue, and like violets and greens, and like topaz, and even aqua. Greens, yellows, and a little bit of oranges, you know, earthy oranges and browns, a little bit of black. But Becoming is 34, and 34 is the 8 of Wands. It's that expressing your passionate feelings, right? Passionate exchange, communications, travel, physical activities, right? Like I said, zip lining is a perfect example of the 8 of Wands because it's physical, right? Constant back and forth. Also, it could be going somewhere, it could be flying, but it's really has to do with quick energy. So, like, if you want to express that you're jetting off somewhere, it's definitely expression of that. So you could be definitely traveling. It doesn't have to be travel, and it's not specifically representative of communication, but it can be communication, right? Quick, physically expressed, emotionally expressed, passionately expressed communication. So Becoming, 34. 34 is actually a 7. So it is that calm before the storm. It's the 4 being stable inside, so you keep yourself grounded, and then 3 on the outside, expressing yourself authentically. That's a perfect combination. Okay, so we have the Emperor passionately expressing himself, his feelings. So the masculine coming out with his feelings. 34 and 4. All right. 4 says simplicity. It's just 10701. Bow to that which is simple. You will find answers to your most complex issues and those questions that seem to defy the possibility of an answer. You'll find the solution now through simplicity. Live one day at a time, have gratitude for whatever you possibly can. And even if you're yet to understand why you should be grateful, because you cannot perceive the gift hiding within your struggles quite yet, like when you're crying in your dark night, trust in the goodness of life, seeking to serve you into becoming the fullness of all that you are. Yes, beloved, even in your darkest nights, the light of loving is serving you. The most sophisticated of problems can be resolved through a simple answer. Love, trust, have faith, be patient. I can't tell you how many times I've said that to people, clients, whoever. It's mostly about having faith and patience. Those are the 2 hardest things for us. Wait and you shall see. Let simplicity be. This oracle brings you an answer. Everything is going to be all right. Don't add fuel to the fire and look for ways to sort out complicated matters prematurely. It may just not be time yet. Sometimes ingredients need to cook and percolate so that they can become a meal. The circumstances with which you are struggling will right themselves in time. Stay present and be patient. Pray in your own way. Meditation, time in nature, dance, and literally talk to the divine. When you need to take a clear, simple action, you will feel it. Relax and know it's all going to work out for the best. And it simply states, there is peace for one whose heart is open. Okay, so it's always keeping your heart open to love no matter what. If you go into a situation with a defensive stance, what do you think you're going to get? The reflection of that. Someone's going to be offensive to your defense. All right, but if you come with an open heart, you may knock them off balance a little. And then you go, oh, okay. So it's always about, you know, when you feel the fear, be conscious of it and let it go. I have to be open for this. Even if it's someone who's hurt you in the past or someone you don't normally get along with, feel compassion for them. You don't have to like them. Just keep your heart open. Don't allow them to cause your heart to shut down, because that's really you punishing yourself. And then they get their way. Okay, so it's about not allowing that, being authentically, always with an open heart. So 34 is becoming. Yes, you're manifesting your divine purpose. Yet what is happening now is just one of many inspired brushstrokes on the canvas of your life's work. You are the artist who paints with trust, instinctive and spontaneous, with faith in the process unfolding. You are not the painter using numbered squares, who has a finished version even before commencing the task, with a map for all steps of the journey. Your lack of plan renders you open and receptive to divine direction. You are capable of being moved by spirit. You are a brave adventurer. And adventure is the underlying energy. So celebrate what you are creating now and realize that it is a step in your major work of divine art, this life of yours, not to be planned, but to be experienced. Stroke after stroke, step after step, you shall witness the picture coming to life. It may not be what you expected, but it will be the most beautiful, extraordinary creation. This oracle brings you comfort that you are blossoming, and each petal unfolding is another step closer to your ultimate divine fulfillment. There is a message here too, that a relationship or project that you are keen to move forward will bloom in its own unique way. Give it breathing room and be willing to let it become what it seeks to be. Okay, so don't force it, allow it. Even without a clear direction or plan, sometimes even because of that, there's an inner plan that can come to fruition. So there may be something you started that you need to kind of back off a little bit, and there may be something totally different that starts in its place, or when it's time, you'll be inspired to continue. Don't be afraid that that won't happen. If it doesn't, it's because something is going to happen in its place that's even better. All right, so the poem reads, and it was just a 1-11-11. Take heed, my friend, for time is ticking fast. Illusion grand and hopes this dream will last. Such memories we keep for days to come, a looking glass that only shows what's done. It should be sad to think there's nothing more, a well-worn path reflecting what's in store. God's gift is not that days should be the same. Each dawn's first light would sing a fresh refrain of light and cloud to bathe the earth's surprise. With change of foot to stop would be unwise. A palette rich awaits the artist's brush, creating life at one with God's soft touch. Okay, so it's saying, you know, of course there's always routine things that we do need to get accomplished, but we don't have to get them accomplished every day. To try not to plan too much in advance. Stay present as much as you can. And just, you know, you don't have to live by a rigid schedule. You know, for me, I worked 25 years getting up at like 5 or 5:30 in the morning every day, if not earlier. And the one thing I wanted for when I left was never to have to get up before like 7 again if I didn't want to. Doesn't mean I can't get up before 7. But and that's what I'm doing now. I don't get up before 7 if I don't have to. And it's really nice to just flow with your natural rhythm and do what you need to do that day. And you may have something planned and it may totally change, and that has to be okay. Okay? So I don't want to go on too much, it's already really long. But guys, thanks for being here. There's amazing energies, you know. Stay in your high vibration, and just remember to treat yourself well, take care of your body, rise and be loved, drink your water.